have to do it 3 years prior?
It doesn't have enough, like, it's just that life insurance, whole life insurance, they didn't have enough, so say he got sick, and they had to kind of tell him that was not enough, that's so what did I do? I went and bought a sick for myself.
Oh, geez. I'm trying to,
It was really hard, but I know you got no way to purse, but not as fast enough to break governments. But,
well, he's got selling it afterwards. Pay somebody. Or he could sell it after it's not as much, but well, you know, I realize that. Oh, he's not there.
Whatever. This is important to consider, and this is important. This don't worry about. I think some people get fixated on like my guy.
It's a waste of.
He just did all this different stuff, and I said,
Oh no. I'm thinking about a stair instead of the rickety stairs going out the back. It's not good. So, but, yeah.
Take a breath. Bring your energies in, if you don't mind. Let's tune into each other. pray to let go. I 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 pray to let go.
Amen.
Can I just let go?
That was Whitney Byers Beckwith. And that's a fabulous music. Feel like letting go. We're going to be on page, we're going to be on lesson 76 in the workbook. I felt like being rebellious today, and I had a lot of challenges with talking to my inner guide, Holy Spirit, about this, because I was told to do this lesson. And I was tempted not to be a good messenger. Because the role of a good messenger is to deliver the message. Period. Regardless of how anybody feels about it. Or how confusing and disoriented it may be. And sometimes there's some aspects of the Course in Miracles that as soon as I look at it, I go, oh Lord, I know you don't want me to say this. Okay? Because it's so opposite to what we've been taught. It's just, this is like opposite to what we've been taught. So I want you to just, for a second, kind of trust my 35 years of obsession with the Course in Miracles. And I'll see if I can save you some time. But it's important to remember you don't have to believe it, accept it, or welcome it. Especially today. You don't have to believe it, you don't have to accept it, you don't have to welcome it. Some of it's going to be hard to believe. I promise you. Very startling. You can analyze it all you want to, but that's not what you're being asked to do. If you use the ideas, you'll get the result. Okay, so gave you fair warning, and I'm going to substitute some of the terms that the Course in Miracles uses for other terms that the Course in Miracles uses. For instance, it says salvation is right-mindedness. So when you say, I've come for the salvation of the world, it's like, I've come for the right-mindedness of the world. Or it says salvation means the escape from concepts. The salvation means the escape from concepts. So what is going to save you is to escape some of the concepts that you have. So salvation is the escape from concepts, according to A Course in Miracles. It has its own definition for the words. So what I'm going to do for a lot of it is just substitute the definition to give you a fresh take on it. Like, for instance, the Course says a law is a rule. It's something about changing the word law to rule. For some reason, I had a different slant for me. Did you feel? Any of you all feel that? Some of you may have. Some of you may have felt absolutely nothing. But that's okay too. Okay. So this lesson is called I Am Under No Laws But God's. And God is love. God is another name for love. So the only rule that's ruling you is the rule of love. You're under no laws but the laws of love. Real love. So the only rules that you're really governed by are the rules of love. Not the rules of man, not the rules of your culture, not the rules of your gender, not the rules of society, not the rules of your childhood. You are under the rules of God. You're under the rules of love. So what does that mean? Well, he says, I'm going to read a paragraph, and then we're going to hear it. We have observed before how many senseless things have seemed to you guys to be your happiness. each thing that you've sought for to bring you happiness has imprisoned you with laws as senseless as itself. So each thing that you tried to do to make you happy has actually imprisoned you to a bunch of rules that don't make any sense. Everything that you tried to seek, he says, what a person seeks to make themselves happy, the way that we do it, he says, actually what you do is you imprison yourself with a bunch of rules that don't make any sense, that you're not bound by. Yet to understand that you're allowing yourself to be ruled by a lot of rules that really don't rule you. You're allowing yourself to be ruled by a lot of rules that really don't rule you. While you're allowing that, it says, I'm going to tell you again. He says, first you have to realize that, oh God, I hate this list of people, but your happiness doesn't lie in anything that you're seeking.
No wonder.
That's why you haven't found it. Hey, on the line, people. It's so good to see you all. You look great. You look awesome. I love that outfit right there. That's right. Don't be watching me in your underwear. Watch that stuff. That you're free. That's right. That's right. There are no laws but the laws of love. That's right. So glad you're online. Nana and Valletta and Valletta and Demola. Look at the deep names, don't they? I'm telling you. God, they just sprinkle a lot of hearts across all the time while I'm teaching. That affects Facebook. They let more people watch me. Plus, it's great teaching and seeing a lot of hearts going across me. So y'all do the heart thing as much as you can. Okay? Every time I see y'all, I get a great big heart on. So, whenever we hear the word salvation, we're going to say happiness, okay? Okay, now watch this. Okay. We've observed before the many senseless things that seem to you to be your happiness. Each thing that you've sought to be your happiness has imprisoned you with laws or rules as senseless as itself. You are not bound by all these senseless rules and laws that you made up for your happiness. Yet to understand that you're not limited by your own rules for your happiness, I got to teach you that you're not limited by your own rules for your happiness. Because the rules you made up for your happiness is what's keeping you from being happy now. Because you set these conditions that your happiness must meet before you allow it to happen. But the conditions you've set up are much more limiting than the conditions that God has set up. I'm love. And I want to love you, but you got so many rules I can't get to you. You make me work through hard, and I'm love. And I wait on welcome, not on time. It's not how long you work on it until you're able to receive love. It's when you welcome it, is when you receive it. All right. Now, then it goes on to say, yet to understand this, you must first realize that happiness isn't in the senseless things you've been trying to come up with to make yourself happy, that limit you. Because every time you seek for your happiness in things that have no meaning, that person is binding themselves to laws that make no sense. Every time you seek for your happiness in something that really doesn't have any meaning until you give it to it, that's your first clue. You're seeking for something that doesn't have any meaning until you give it meaning. So the Course in Miracles would define that as something that has no meaning. Anything that you have to give meaning to is something with no meaning. Okay, so thus you are trying to prove that your happiness is where your happiness isn't. There are people who are diligently trying to prove to themselves that their happiness is never where they're looking for it. And today we will be glad that you cannot prove that your happiness isn't where it is. So I want to let you know I was sent by the universe to tell you that your happiness is where you left it, waiting for your return. So if you could prove that you could continue to seek your happiness where you never find it, you would forever seek your happiness where it isn't, which means you never find your happiness if you keep seeking it where it isn't. Anybody kind of give a little hint as to why they haven't found it yet? It's because you're looking for where it is located. But if you look for your happiness where your happiness is waiting for you, if you look for your happiness where your happiness waits for you, that's where you're going to find it. Okay, boys and girls, your happiness is where it's located, and it's not where it's not. Okay, Earl? Okay, all right. If you continue to look for your happiness where it isn't, you will continue to not find it. And if you haven't found it, it's because you're not looking where it's located. I'm looking for my glasses. Are they over here? Well, maybe I haven't been over here long enough. Maybe I should be over here a little bit longer, right? If I keep doing the same wrong thing long enough, it works, doesn't it? But where are my glasses located? Where they are. And when where my glasses are, and they're my glasses, I have instant manifestation of glasses. If your relationship hasn't been found, you're looking in the wrong place. If your abundance and your wealth has not been found, you're looking in the wrong place. Wherever your happiness and peace is not, that means you're not looking in the right place. Notice I said place. Right place. This was the right place for my glasses. Over here wasn't. Your happiness is located in your mind. But that's where I'm crazy as hell. I know it's a little bit of a challenge that I'm asking you to go to the nutty, fruity part of yourself, saying this is where your joy is located. You know what I'm saying? But it is. But it's located in the part of your mind that you have forgotten about. Now, I'm not talking about I'm not talking about the part of your mind that has a Social Security number. Forget that part of your mind. That part that has the Social Security number. That's the part that's batshit crazy. You can identify it by it has a Social Security number. In most cases, a driver's license too. That's the one to look out for. That's the nut. Okay, just want to let you know. Anybody familiar with that part of themselves? Okay, but there's another part of you that is completely sane and loving. That will bring you everything you want easier than breathing. Would you like to get to that part?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what you do first. I want you to think of the freedom in the recognition that you're not bound or limited by all the strange and twisted rules that you set up to save you. None of the rules that you believe you are limited by are limiting you at all. So he says, what I want you to do is I want you to think about the freedom. I want you to think about the freedom and the recognition that you're not bound by all the strange and twisted rules you have set up to save you. What does that mean? Well, let me give you some examples. You guys really think that you would starve unless you have stacks of green paper strips. You think you would starve unless you had piles of metal disc. I wonder what he's talking about. In other words, he says, you think you would starve, you wouldn't have money to buy groceries, you wouldn't have food to eat unless you had lots of green paper strips, piles of metal disc, and plastic. You think without money, you wouldn't make it. You think without money, you wouldn't make it. You think without some level of income, you wouldn't make it. Then he says, you really think a small round pellet in a leaf, X-lax, you really think a small round pellet called a pill or some fluid pushed into your veins through a sharpened needle will ward off disease and death. You think that medicine and shots will keep you from having disease and dying. You think you have to need, medicine is what keeps you alive, and money is what keeps you alive. He says, you really think. I love it. You really think that lots of paper strips and piles of metal discs and plastic is going to take care of you. You really think that taking a shot is really warding off disease. And taking a pill gets rid of your headache. Yes. You really believe, this is a good one. He says, you really believe. What do you really believe? That you are alone unless there's another body with you. You believe, like right now, you believe you're not alone. Why is it that you believe you're not alone? Because there are lots of other bodies with you. If all these bodies left the room, you would say you were alone. Is this true?
Yeah.
Is this true?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do a fact check. So we don't want no fake news. Okay, so let's do a fact check. Be honest with yourself. Don't be all metaphysical and false spiritual. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay. All right. There's a part of you that thinks you're by yourself unless there's another body with you in the room. As a matter of fact, you count on that when you're in the bathroom. Okay. You hate to think it was a gallery of people checking you out, right? Okay. So he says, we also think that you need some type of medicine or pills to ward off disease and death and to help you stay healthy. Is that right? Yes. Then you also think you need money.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So these are the twisted laws that we are not governed by, that we think we are governed by, according to the Course in Miracles. So I don't know how to break it to you, but it's insanity. It's insanity to think that you are alone unless another person is with you. It's insanity to believe that you need pills and shots. It's insane for you to think you got to have money and you won't be taken care of. For you to think you can't be healthy without those things is insanity. To think that you're alone unless you got another body with you is insanity. To believe that unless you can make money, you won't be taken care of by your Creator is insanity. Now, if you noticed just a minute ago when I was asking all of us that we believe that, then we pretty much all agreed we believe that. Okay, and that's why we're not exactly thrilled. Okay, I understand the quietness, right? It's okay. It's all good. Because we do believe we need those things. And just the slightest little indication that at some level we don't need those things, it causes fear. Some of y'all might have noticed immediately. Well, what am I gonna do then? I'm gonna take care of my. Don't tell me I don't need my prescription. Let's review. He says you call it laws, and you put them under different names in a long catalog of rituals that have no use and serve no purpose. So the Course of Miracles says we love to do a lot of rituals that have no use and serve no purpose. Then it says, you think you must obey the laws of medicine, the laws of economics, and the laws of health. You think you need to protect your body, and then you'll be saved. You'll be okay. Yes. These are not laws, but madness. It's madness. If anybody's really hearing me, you're having some reaction on the inside. Damn, okay. I don't even have a cage in front of me or nothing. Okay. Protected from y'all. So what endangers your body then? What endangers your body is your mind hurting itself. When your mind is hurting itself, that's what causes things to happen to your body. So what does that mean? When you are thinking unloving thoughts about yourself, you're endangering your body. When you don't see yourself as the lovable, loving light that you are, all the guilt and the anger and the upset, that's the endanger. That's what endangers the body. The body suffers just in order that the mind will fail to see it's a victim of itself. Hey, you think it's your body so that you'll never take a look at your mind. You go to the doctor so you don't have to look at your mind. You do all the stuff on the outside so the Court says so that you guys don't have to take a look at your thinking. That your body is suffering is just a mask that your mind is holding up to hide the fact that you are afraid. He said the body is suffering is a mask the mind holds up to hide what really suffers. What is it that really suffers? The mind. See, your mind don't want to understand that it's its own worst enemy. You don't want to understand that you're your own worst enemy. That you're attacking yourself and you want to die. And have a good day. The Course of Miracles says, I want you to feel good, so let me share something with you. You're your own enemy, you're attacking yourself, and you want to die. You like that? You're your own enemy, you hurt yourself all the time, and your butt wants to die. You are your own enemy, not anybody else, Earl. You know this for you, don't you? That's why this video is going on. It's for you, dude. You go into teaching this 35 years, you're a slow learner. I love that y'all are willing to be taught by a special teacher. Just show you how loving you all are. That's right. Okay. So let's say it again. There's a part of you that doesn't want to understand that you're your own enemy, that you're just hurting yourself, and there's a part of you that wants to die. That's why people die. There's a part of them that wants to. And if you be honest with yourself, there's probably, if you really be honest with yourself, every time somebody goes, you may have just a little twinge of envy. You might just try to push it down real quick. But some of you go, wow, they're free of this insanity that I deal with. I'm still here. I've often told people that I live a long life because, see, you know, when you're guilty, you have to stay here until you're not. Because you got to learn you're innocent. So you got to learn it where you think you're guilty to achieve that. So as long as you want to think you're guilty, you'll be stuck in a world where guilt seems to rule. I don't want to anymore. So I want to know how to use my guilt to get me out of guilt. Hold on a second. I want to see what it's like to use this world to free me instead of using this world to imprison me. And I realized that the main way that I have imprisoned myself has been in special relationships. Whether it's with my children, whether it's with my grandchildren, whether it's with my friends, whether it's with my boss, whoever was special to me is where I imprisoned myself the most in the past. So, I love knowing that I'm not by myself when there's nobody with me. I'm glad to know I'm always supported by the universe. That if we're spiritual beings in bodies, why is it such a way out thought to think there could be spiritual beings out of bodies? If you can imagine, if you exist and you seem to be in a physical body, and you will say to me that the body isn't what I am, this is how I'm expressing myself in this life, it's my communication device, it's my bait. I'm going to the club and I go, you think I'm dancing? I'm smart, you know what I'm saying? Fishing! Fishing! My old bait ain't what it used to be, though. Used to come home with some whales, you know? Couple of goldfish, just about the okay. No one is going to imprison me, wants me. Okay. It's from this, being your own enemy, attacking yourself and wanting to die, that your rules would try to save your body. It's for this that you can see yourself as your own enemy, attack yourself and want to die. That's the reason why you think you're a body. You have to think you're a body because it's only in a body that you can appear to die. Only the body dies. So spiritual beings who want to die come inside bodies and they count the days until they're done. They call them birthdays. How many more? I'm 1 day closer to death today, buddy. Why else would you inhabit a body unless you wanted to think you were something that was mortal and that could die one day? Wow. That's deep in it. Remember, you don't have to believe this. Kind of just let yourself be. See, I know it might be a part of you that want to analyze this. But just think of it as entertainment. Say, I'm going to listen to a crazy black man today. This will be entertaining. If I'm lucky, he might even tap dance.
Wow.
That's why I got hooked on the Course in Miracles. Y'all know this is saying some stuff you haven't heard, but it makes sense. Why would you be in a body except some part of you wanted to die? You know you think you by yourself unless there's another person with you. You also know that you think you got to have money. You're not going to be able to make it. You also think it makes a difference whether you go to the doctor and have medicine and take shots. He's just telling us the way we are. He's just saying that's the way you got to look at it, right? And if anybody's not in denial, they would say, that's right. Yes.
So I'm having a lot of resistance with the part of
Which is the part you know you need to let go of, right?
needing pills.
Yes, I'm of course. I'm gonna cover that. I remember it said you believe. It said you really think. So don't have any resistance because it told the truth, right?
So,
You really think you need it, right?
so I purposely got off antidepressant meds like 2 months ago, and I'm going through some major challenges as a result. And so just
Well, you need very much to do what external medicine and doctors tell you to do.
but then I
Listen
read
to
this
me.
and I'm judging myself.
Well, you've been in the course long enough to know, Chris, that if you're judging yourself, that's your ego. You know that. You know that, don't you, Chris? Right? So what you have to do is say, I'm judging, that's my ego. But I'm glad you brought that up, so don't get me wrong. I'm glad you brought, because I'm sure all of us do that. What if I don't make money, then I'm going to make it? Then what if I need a prescription? The Course in Miracles says this. When you're not on the level of consciousness yet that you are so awake that you can heal yourself instantly, your butt better go to the doctor. Your butt better get up in the morning and go do your 40 hours a week. Your butt better go to Match.com. Y'all feel me?
Yes.
It's like that's what he's saying. If you're to the point that you are not aware of your true spiritual identity yet, that can heal you 100% instantly, then you need to temporarily rely on external healing methods while you're simultaneously studying and applying the ideas so that you're waking up to who you really are. Until you get to that day, your mind is so innocent it would never attack your body in any way. So you know what, it makes sense, don't you? Because if you could heal yourself, you would have already done it.
Yeah.
If you could make yourself rich, you would have already done it. If you could make yourself have a relationship through the schemes and inventiveness that we do when we come up, you would have already done it. And that's what he's saying. So until you get to the point that you know your mind can create anything that you want, then you go ahead and trust the external methods.
Symbolic willingness.
That's showing your willingness to be healed because you know you haven't been able to think yourself out of the problem you've been going through. So the Course in Miracles is saying, then you should stop trying. It says you should stop trying. And you should learn how to turn it over to the part of yourself that does know how to do it. Because this part of yourself doesn't. You're still not going to somebody else. You're still not going outside yourself. So I'm not directing you outside of yourself, and I'm certainly not directing you to me. So this book is telling us there's not a single problem that you have outside of the fact that you're totally insane. That doesn't sound positive. I know people want to come to the class and hear how great they are. You know, you're just the greatest thing that ever lived. You're just the most awesome thing that exists. There's no wrong way. Every decision you make is the right decision. You're the easiest person in the world to love. That's why you don't go back, because you think they lied. I should be there every week. I tell people they're innocent every week. People drop in every now and then. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's the loving thoughts that's the most hardest thing for us to hear. It's the loving stuff. So the Course in Miracles, it doesn't kid around. It says, so Chris, the depression always comes from thinking you're being deprived of something that you want but you can't have. Depression is always thinking you're deprived of something that you want that you can't have. That's any form of depression that anybody's going through. Okay? And I'm here to tell you that you are going to experience yourself being completely whole and healthy in every way. That's how your movie ends. I hate I did a spoiler. Okay? But at the end of your movie is going to say, and Chris rode off on somebody happily ever after. Anyway, I thought you liked that. Okay. See, I have a tendency to talk to adults like we're a bunch of adults, and that freaks people out because they're used to being taught on an 11-year-old level. You know, and I talk to y'all like I talk to my friends. I don't talk to y'all like I talk to my students. You know, I'm not bound by the rules that we made up. Sorry, I don't live by them. And they cut out 90% of my guilt. I just try to go by the rule of love. Just to be totally harmless and totally helpful. It's really simple. I try to be totally harmless, which means I don't want to hurt you in any way, and I want to be as helpful as I can possibly be to you. I keep it simple. You know what I'm saying?
We love that.
Yeah. I know that. And those of you who love me, y'all keep on coming around.
Yeah.
Those of you who don't, go away. That's what you're supposed to say. Don't you know that?
Yeah.
Somebody's mistreating you, not appreciating you. I didn't force him away. I didn't say you're blocked. I didn't say you couldn't watch. I just said if you don't love me, go away. That won't be no loss to me. It's only loss to somebody who's their own enemy, who likes to hurt themselves and wants to die. Those are the only ones that are sorry when somebody that hates them leaves. Because they'll call them back over and over again. Come on back, baby. Please, baby. Give me another chance. Just one more chance. You know, those guys do that in a minute, boy. Especially how we like messed up over and over and over again. Then y'all take us back and mess up again. And then we get to the point we think you can always take us back. And then you threshold. And you go, I'm done. And you grass at that point, gentlemen. you are truly and completely done. And that's when you find out how much she means to me. Then you start stalking her crap and you go, I just never want to tell me. Give me another chance. I just thought you was going to keep on putting on my stuff from now on. You lied to me. You deceived me. And fellas, you know, with the female sides of ourselves, you always reduce to the last thing you did. I don't care what you did beforehand. It's that last thing you did is what you remember. You know, dudes, they kind of go, well, he did 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I can kind of overlook this last thing. Generally speaking, the feminine part of myself say, that last thing, that was it. Because it had to be the last thing to make it the last thing. So that fit in perfectly. The Course in Miracles says there's nothing that a person hates more than to be told directly what they're doing and they know they are. Say it really appeals people. That the last thing that the ego mind, the fearful mind can take, even though they ask for it all the time, is the truth. You tell an ego person how you really feel about them, what you really think about them, how you really see them, and see how big that goes over. Just get back to me and let me know what you find out. Most people tell you, come on, tell me the truth, tell me the truth. Then you tell them the truth and they freak out. Right? Right? Because someone is deceiving themselves, don't want you to tell them the truth because they can't deceive themselves anymore and use that deception as an excuse to keep doing what they're doing. So when you make them aware of it, they have to make a choice. They got to do something about it now. But as long as they can act like they couldn't help but have this or that happen to them, then, you know, that was okay. Now you're awake. Now you know that it's never your body that's hurting you, it's your mind that's hurting itself because it's endangering itself by thinking things that are guilty, fearful, angry, and unloving. Then it goes on to say, you know, there are no rules except the rules of God, right? You know there are no rules except the rules of love, and this needs what? Repeating over and over. How long? Until you realize what? It applies to everything that you've made in opposition to God's will. Now, what is God's will? God's will for you is that you have perfect happiness according to the Course. So when it says God's will, it's talking about you being completely, totally fulfilled. That's what the universe wants for you. And so he says the reason why a person isn't experiencing that is because of the things that they made opposite to it. See, I made relationships that were opposite to happiness. I made financial situations that were opposite to abundance. I made health situations that were opposite of health. I made situations that were opposite to peace, called conflict. I made situations that were, he says, what we've been doing is making the opposition to God's will, and God's will is that you be happy. Your magic has no meaning. What is magic? Magic is anything you do. Magic is anything that you're doing. Magic is anything you think you're doing on your own. Anytime you think you're doing anything on your own, then you're using magic because there's nothing that anybody does on their own. So, the Course then says, oh my God. Take a breath, y'all. Take a breath. I'm not going to stop. The light has come because there are no laws but the laws of God. There's no laws but the laws of love. So the light has come now. You got the answer. You got the way out. So let's say this another way. We're going to devote today to rejoicing that the laws that bring you love and happiness can never be replaced. There's nothing you can come up with that's going to replace God's will for you to have a happy life. There's nothing you can come up with that's going to stop you from having a happy life. There's nothing you can come up with that's going to stop you from receiving love. There's nothing you can come up with, nothing you can make, nothing you can think, nothing you can feel that's going to replace the laws of God. There's not a doggone thing you can do for the rest. You can be sad for the rest of the week if you want to, but you're not going to replace the laws of God and the laws of love that want you to be happy. You can try as hard as you possibly can to keep yourself unhappy about one thing or another, but the laws of God can never be replaced. The laws of love can never be replaced. God, that's good news. God, that's good news. Stop hiding it from yourself that you're totally loved. Stop hiding that you're totally loved. Stop hiding that there's nothing you can do that can stop you from being happy. Stop hiding the fact that there's nothing you can do that can stop you from being happy. Take a minute to realize I just gave you the truth that'll set you free, that you're not ruled by any of the unhappy thoughts that you have, that none of the unhappy thoughts that you have about anything have any power to replace the truth. Be happy about that. That your best laid plans to keep you miserable will fail. That's why your relationships don't last. Did you hear that? That's why some of your relationships don't last. Because there's something that loves you too much to keep you in that, even though you keep yourself in it as long as you could. That goes for a job, that goes for anything you're doing that doesn't give you any joy. It ends eventually because the universe is set up that no soul can continue to do forever what makes them unhappy.
Thank God.
Yeah. Somebody heard me. I heard a couple of claps. Somebody, anybody out there with the claps? I can swear I'm saying some good news. I know some of the stuff is kind of hard to swallow, but I do kind of blend it with some good stuff, like nothing you can do can ever keep you from being happy. I thought that was real smile to the bunch, and it still had daggers. You don't know what I've done. You don't know what I've done, Earl. You don't know this secret shame that I have. But like if you really knew the truth about me, you would recoil from me as if back and from a poisonous snake. That's what some people feel about themselves. And if you really knew me, you wouldn't want to be my friend. So, magic in prison. So every time a person feels limited and in prison, they know they're operating according to their own rules. Whenever a person feels as if they're freer than ever before, they can go, oh, I'm obeying the laws of God right now. I'm obeying the laws of love right now. I feel freer than I've ever felt in my life. Wherever I feel the most imprisoned or limited, that's where I'm using my magic. That's where I'm coming up with my plans. That's where I'm coming up with the way that I think it should be handled. So we're going to begin the longer practice period today. We're going to review the kind of laws that we believe we must obey. These would include, we think we have to obey the laws of nutrition. We think we have to obey the laws of immunization. We think we need to obey the laws of medication. We think we need to obey the laws of the body's protection in innumerable ways. There are all these things we've got to look out for to make sure our body is okay. Now I want you to think even further. You believe in the laws of friendship. You believe in the laws of having a good relationship. You believe in the laws of reciprocity. Perhaps you even think there are laws that determine what belongs to you and laws that determine what belongs to God. Many religions have been based on that. These religions just say they're going to save, but they damn in the name of heaven. But there are no more, the stuff y'all realize is going on in the church is no more strange than the other rules that you hold must be obeyed and to make you safe. There are no laws but the laws of God. There are no laws but the laws of love. So you need to dismiss all your foolish magical beliefs that you can do it on your own and let your own higher self start to give you the kind of life that you've always wanted. Yes. You need to hold your mind in silent readiness and then be ready to listen to the voice of God talk to you. And I'm going to tell you what the chorus says the voice of truth would say to you, so that you can recognize that when you hear it, I'm going to tell you what it's going to say to you. Okay, you're going to be listening to a voice that says, you know what, Purdy? There is no loss under the laws of love. Nobody loses. Also, payment is neither given nor received when you've gotten to the point that you are totally in love and totally in trust 100%. I haven't gotten there yet, so there will be a donation period. Okay, now, rely on external methods until you get a healed mind. Okay. Okay. Then it says that under the laws of love, you don't make an exchange. Under the laws of love, you don't substitute one thing for another thing, one person for another person. Under the laws of love, nothing is replaced by something else. And this is the real key with God's laws, or the laws of love, is that the laws of love give forever, they never take anything. Love gives 100%, never takes anything. So hear this voice who tells you this. And I want you to realize how foolish the laws you thought upheld the world you thought you saw. The rules that uphold in this world are foolish. They're not based on anything real. It teaches you that everything that makes you happy depends on something or someone else outside of you speaking or acting differently. The world teaches you that your happiness depends on something outside of yourself behaving or acting or being differently. And when you can manipulate that thing outside yourself until it does the things that you want, that you think is going to make you happy, then you're not going to be happy. So that's the magic. The magic is you looking for the person who's going to make you happy as if they were put on this earth to act out your fantasy. And if you don't love yourself, if they showed up, you wouldn't even recognize them. And if you love yourself, as soon as the right person shows up or the right situation shows up, you know it instantly. Why? Because you know what you want. And since you know what you want, you know it when you saw it. People who are constantly hoping are people who have no idea about what they want. They don't know what they're looking for. Well, maybe she's the one. Maybe she's the one. No, maybe she's the one. No, maybe she's the one. If I know what I wanted, a 2-minute conversation would answer that. But if not, I'm hoping. Tell me about the 4th date. Okay, now. There are rules that we make up that have nothing to do with reality that we make ourselves feel guilty about. You won't die if you wear the wrong fall colors. I swear to God, you will not just kill. Where did she die from, Joe? That's a 2350. What's that? Wrong fall colors. That's how she died. Just stupid rules, right? But we do it. We do it. You'd be too embarrassed to wear the wrong fall color. That's what he's saying. We make up all these rules that we think are going to make us happy, that he says are totally insane, that we live by these rules that have no control over us, and so nobody's making us unhappy but ourselves by continuing to live according to beliefs and teachings that we got from the time that we were children, that we've been trying all the time, that we don't realize if it was going to work, it would have worked by now. So he's trying to tell us, well, if somebody's telling you the truth, they're going to be giving without trying to take from you. They're not going to substitute you for somebody else. There's no exchange to be made, and you're not going to feel like you've lost. He says, hear the voice that tell you these laws are foolish. He said, then listen further. Then the voice for love is going to tell you more. Okay, so what is the voice that loves me going to tell me? It's going to tell me about how much love my Creator has for me. It's going to tell me about all the endless joy that God is offering me. A voice that really loves me and telling me the truth is going to tell me about how much my Creator yearns for me, how much love yearns for me. The voice that's telling me the truth is going to tell me you were created as God's channel for creation. You were created to continue to extend and create God. God wants to extend God through you. Love wants to extend love through you. The voice that's telling you the truth is going to tell you that you were created as a channel for creation, but you are denying yourself to your Creator because you believe in hell. What does that mean? Hell is fear. Hell is separation. So he says, I'm denying myself the love, I'm denying myself the happiness because I still believe I'm separate from God. I still believe I'm separate from love. I still believe I'm separate from you. And when I do that, then that denies me the love and the happiness that God is trying to give me. So I say you are one with me and I'm one with you. I'm saying you are me. I don't care if you believe you're me or not. It's not necessary for you to believe it. It's necessary for me to accept the truth as true for myself. So I'm going to say it to myself this way. This is all me. This is my one self. And I'm in front of parts of myself that know that and parts of myself that's pretending that it doesn't. That's who I'm in front of right now. And if I see you that way, the promise is miracles will start to happen in my life. And they already have. And all I have to do is see you that way without your cooperation. Thank God it doesn't take your cooperation. That would take too long. I'm so grateful that anything real is something I can do right now that I don't need to influence anybody else to be able to do it. I'm glad that loving you doesn't have anything to do with you. That was the trouble I was having in the past. I kept thinking the love I was giving somebody had something to do with them. And when they didn't do it, I didn't give it. But I didn't realize the only thing I wasn't giving is my specialness, not my love. I'm not going to make you special unless you do it like I want to do. Yeah. If you don't, I'll get so mad and so angry at you until I beat you down with guilt till you go, okay, I'll do it. That's the way I do it. I know how to manipulate myself. That's who I'm manipulating, by the way, is me. So today, let's open God's channels to God. Let God's will extend through us. I love this. It says, will you open yourself as a channel for your happiness right now? Yes. Would you let the will of the universe to bring you happiness, would you let that extend through you right now? Yes. Would you be willing to have the extension of your love endlessly increased? Yeah. Would you like to hear the voice of God talk to you about the endless joy that you deserve to have, that it can keep limitless for you forever? Yes. Yes. We need to repeat this idea until we've listened and understood. There are no rules but the rules of love. There are no rules but the rules of God. And then we're going to tell ourselves with a dedication, which the practice period concludes, which is, I'm under no laws but God. 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 I'm under no laws but God's. Under no laws. See, my ego tried to stop me. Did y'all hear that? Yeah, just tried to mess up the word, mess up with the book. Okay. Now, we are going to repeat this dedication as often as possible today. What dedication? I'm under no laws but God's. I'm under no laws but God's. In response to any temptation that you experience as you go about being tempted by other laws during the day. It's our statement of freedom. Our freedom from what? Our freedom from all danger. This statement can give you freedom from all danger. Using this idea can give you freedom from all danger and all tyranny. I'm under no laws but God's. I'm under no laws but God's. I'm under no laws but God's. It's our acknowledgement that God is our creator and that we, as the creation, we are saved. I'm under no laws but God's. I'm under no laws but God's. I'm under no laws but loves. I'm under no laws but loves. I'm under no laws but loves. Would you acknowledge yourself for hearing this much? Come on. Whatever part you heard. Acknowledge yourself for whatever part you heard. There's a powerful little ending that I want to do to this. And y'all okay? Yeah. Are you okay? All right, we're going to do the financial expression of appreciation right quick. Thank you for sharing with me. I'm a full-time teacher. This is what I do in the world. So those of you who, if that leads you to be even more generous than usual, I appreciate that. All that I give is given to myself. Those of you online, you can go to my website, earlpurdy.com, if you'd like to make a financial expression of appreciation. Thank you. Thank you so much. And also, I'm available for one-on-one mentoring, coaching, and counseling. So, and I use the Course in Miracles and everything I've learned over the last 35 years, as well as my knowledge of astrology, numerology, as a tool to receive information through. The Course in Miracles teaches everything in the world can be used for communication and joining. So in order for you to become enlightened, you don't have to walk away from everything. Everything just starts to have a new meaning and a new purpose. So you can if you want to, but don't think that's being required for you to be happy. Don't fall for that one. You don't have to go anywhere. But be honest with yourself too. And you know whether or not where you are is abusive to you and to your peace. You know. If you're trying to make an excuse, that really is the thing you should be watching out closely for. It's the one you got to make the excuse to stay in that situation. I think relationships are awesome. I think being able to have a one-on-one relationship or a relationship with many people, I think it's awesome. I think everything about this journey is easier when we do it together, or when we do it with someone. We should be in each other's lives to help lift the burden, not add another, a whole other backpack on my back. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just looking for somebody they can unburden themselves on. That's why how much money they make becomes the most important thing. They want somebody to take care of them. That's not love. You looking for me so I can take care of you and you not have any responsibility for yourself. That's not love. That's laziness. And that's a call for love. That's a call for love. That's because the Spirit can send to you more right situations, circumstances, and people into your life than you could ever get around to. And you couldn't even connect with all of them. There so many people that you would enjoy connecting with. That would be awesome for you in relationship. I wish you saw what I see. And I wish I saw what you see. Because I look at Earl, and then I look in the mirror instead of seeing the light, I go, man, your stomach getting big. You know?
Yeah.
Yes. That's right. So those are the stupid laws that we are now being asked to let go of. Those kind of rules for ourselves. So take a breath. Give it a couple of minutes and then you can run out at the speed of light. Don't trample anybody, please. Now, what is important right now, some of you, this was deep. Whenever you decide what you think is going to make you happy, there's a set of rules that you make up that goes along with that. And then you start living according to these rules that you made up for your happiness. You're an unlimited spiritual being in a human body. Your mind is capable of healing anything that you're going through because your mind is an extension of the mind of God. It's unlimited in its power. You were not taught that. You were told that you are a separate body that has a limited time to live, and you just hope you can get a few relationships that are cool before you go. And this book has the audacity to tell you that you are much greater than you could imagine. And that the only thing that endangers your body, the only thing that endangers your physical situation is your mind not thinking correctly. Your mind not thinking lovingly, not realizing that you're responsible for what you experience. So stop fooling yourself. You know now that if you're listening to a voice that loves you, the voice that loves you is going to say to you, you can never lose under my laws. You can never lose under my laws. You can never lose. You can never lose. You can never lose under the laws of love. You can never lose under the laws of love. You can never lose under the laws of love. A voice that loves you is saying you're going to be taken care of whether there's a payment given or received. You're going to have a bountiful blessings in your life, whether there's anyone giving to you or you're looking like you're receiving or getting from anyone. The voice that loves you says, I'm not going to exchange you for something or someone else. I'm not going to substitute you for someone or someone else. The voice for love will tell you, I've never replaced you. You are irreplaceable in my mind, and you are irreplaceable in my heart. You are irreplaceable in my mind, and you are irreplaceable in my heart. You are irreplaceable in my mind, and you are irreplaceable in my heart. You are irreplaceable. You are irreplaceable. You are irreplaceable. You are irreplaceable. God's laws forever give and never take. Love's laws forever give and never take. Love's laws forever give and never take. I am under no laws but God's. I am under no laws but God's. I am under no laws but God's. What you say? I am under no laws but God's. I am under no laws but God's. We are under no laws but God's. We are under no laws but God's. We are under no laws but loves. 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 I am under no laws but God's. 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 Get loud. I am under no laws but God's. What you say, what you say? I am under no laws but God's. What you say, what you say? I am under no laws but God's. I am under no laws but God's. We are under no laws but God's. Claim it for everybody. We are under no laws but God. Send it around our planet. We are under no laws but God. Send it to our president. We are under no laws but God's. We are under no laws but loves. 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 We are under no laws but God's. We are under no laws but God's. I am under no laws but God's. I am under no rules but God's. I am under no rules but God's. I am under no rules but God's. You are 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 under no laws 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 but God's. Give it up, Holy Spirit. Woo! Thank you for joining in and putting that energy out that you like to have happening in your life. Yeah, let's give it up for us again. That was intense. And please remember I said, rely on external healing methods if you find that you aren't able to totally alleviate anything just by changing your mind. So don't walk away saying, I said, you can't use medicines or money, none of that. That's a crap. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said one day, you will be aware of who you really are. And at that moment, that you remember that you are not this container, that you're really more than that. There will indeed be no more problems, no more fear, and no more pain in your life in any way. I love y'all. Thanks for coming. Tuesday night, Way of Mastery, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and the Course of Love on Thursday, 7 Mountain Standard Time. Some cool people in here. I love y'all.